What do you say? I got a nice little review here for you for the quiz. I am not going to start with number one, though. I'm going to bounce around. I'll let you know, though, number one, even though it's the first one, hardest one on the review by far. All right, so I'm going to let you and your group work on that later. I actually want to start with question number two. Actually, before we start any questions, let's actually review some topics that'll be on there. Big part of tomorrow's quiz, obviously, is a parallelogram, which you have 5 properties. You're going to use those 5 properties to do some algebra and to do a proof, or 2. What are my 5 properties? Let's review that right now. Here we go. 1 property. You're coming in tomorrow, ready to go. 18.
One pair of opposite sides parallel congruent implies parallel.
Oh, just a property, Claire. Just a property. The ABCD is a parallelogram. You tell me one thing you know about it.
Opposite sides are congruent.
There you go. You don't need a darn list for that, Claire. You're better than that. You're better than that. Yes, good. What else do you know about it? 21. What else do I know about it? Yep, opposite angles congruent. What else do I know about the parallelogram? 15.
The 2 diagonals intersect at the midpoint.
Okay, because they do what to each other?
They bisect each other.
There we go. Diagonals bisect each other. Yes, and I will put right underneath because that's also a good conclusion from this. They intersect at the midpoint. Maybe that'll come up tomorrow. They intersect at the midpoint. Good job so far, everybody. Other properties of a parallelogram I got to know. 2, 3, 23. Okay, opposite sides parallel. Quickly, why is this good to know? Specifically, what type of angles have we been always working with when I have opposite sides parallel and a diagonal? There you go. So make sure you're aware of that. Don't forget about it. Alternate interior angles congruent. Remember that. Opposite sides are parallel. And one more. May or may not have to use it tomorrow. 6. You can look back if you need to. That's why we're reviewing.
Oh, wait, is it the one? Oh, no. Is it consecutive? Consecutive angles. Congruent.
Opposite angles are.
Consecutive angles. Oh, supplementary.
There you go. We okay on 5 properties? You may have to use them to solve algebra. Probably will. All right. Oh, I'm not even done yet. Because this was just days 2, 3, and 4. What happened on day 1? Formula you need for tomorrow. Sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Oh, yeah. Remember, that's not in your, that is, everyone probably has a blank pages because I had to give you the handout for that one, remember. Sum of the interior angles of a polygon. What's the formula? 16. What's my formula? Good. N minus 2, number of sides. All right. Good. How about the sum of the exterior now? What do you got for me there? Sum of the exterior angles of any polygon. Oh, 8. Yeah, there is no formula. It's always 360. I don't care how many sides you got. It's always 360. We okay? Going before I jump into some problems. Question 2. Here you go. Here you go, everyone. Question 2. You know all the interior angles of this polygon measure up to 720. How many sides? And no guess and checking. No guess and checking here. Go in your groups. One a minute, 1.5 minutes. Let's go. Talk it over. How are we going to figure it out? Sum of the interiors, 720. How many sides? Without guessing and checking. Without guessing and checking. Now. It's just up there. Lead me to it. 2. Matt, lead me to how I get that. Get to how many sides?
So you start off with 720 equals 180 parentheses n minus 2.
Okay, stop right there. Remember, this is the formula for the sum of the interior, which you know is 720. That's why it's equal to it. From here, do something with the 180, please. Don't add 2. That's embarrassing as honor students, right? I don't want to add 2. I either divide by 180 or I distribute it. It's your call. Okay, that's your decision. But don't add 2. Oh, boy. Where do we go from there? Oh, your teachers at the middle school would be so disappointed. N minus 2 equals 4, so n equals 6. All right, follow-up question. What type of figure is it? Name it. Hexagon, yep. Don't forget. I may start a problem with that, or like this decagon. I need to know that's 10 sides. All right. Good. You and your group, number 3. One interior is 120. How many sides does it have? 120. 120. Not the sum.
The measure of the exterior angle, and then I divided 360 by the measure of that exterior angle, and it gave me the amount of sides. And then if you check your work again, the same amount.
Not the sum, but one interior measures 120. Oh, I gotta bring more in. Okay, talk to me here. 10. Lead me to the answer here. Oh, hold on. So the interior angle is 120. How do you get to said exterior angle there, Jonah?
You subtract 120 from 180.
Good. Interior, exterior are supplementary in every polygon. What's the exterior?
60 degrees.
Yep. What are you doing with that 60?
You divide 360 by 60.
Yeah. Always, if you can find the exterior, do it, because you always know it adds up to 360. And how many sides? 6 sides again. Another hexagon. Questions? Whew, all right, you ready for this now? I think I warned you on Friday. This was going to be a part of the quiz, so now let's do a little practice with it. Number 10. Solve it by factoring. Oh boy. Sweating. People are sweating now. All right. So first, let me just describe part A, how we got to this point. I'm going to give you a parallelogram. You're going to have to apply the properties, and you wrote down this equation. Okay? Maybe opposite sides were equal, diagonals bisect each other, whatever. You came up with this, and now you got to solve it. All right? Now you got to solve it for x. And I see that there's an x squared here, so that tells me it's time to factor. All right? So let's review the steps. Now, again, you just set that up based on the diagram. Let's talk. Can't factor yet. Why not? Not equal to 0. How do I make it equal to 0? Add 5 over. There you go. Got to make it equal to 0 before we do anything. So rewrite it in the correct order. I got x squared. I got minus 5x. And now I have plus 4 equals 0. I know from time to time we do this all year. We've done this year, but this is the only type of factoring I've asked of you this year. I get my 2 parentheses. I got x and x in the first 2 spots. Now it's up to you. What are you thinking about? Numbers that do what?
Add to 5.
Negative 5. Add to negative 5. And what about this 4? Multiply. Yep. Start with the numbers that multiply first. So numbers that multiply to 4 but add to negative 5. That's all I'm going to ask tomorrow. Tammy, what's up? What do you got?
-4, -.
4 and 1 are my numbers. And they both have to be negative to add to -5, but multiply to 4 at the same time. Yep. So there are your numbers. Next step, still need a value of x. What do I have to do to each parenthesis? Set them equal to 0. So x minus 4 is equal to 0. X minus 1 equals 0. Solve for x. X equals 4. And x equals 1. You're going to have a diagram tomorrow. Take each value, plug it in, make sure you get a positive side or diagonal length tomorrow. Okay, you have to plug each in. If you get a negative side, if you get a negative length, we're going to have to reject that answer and accept the other one. All right, I'm not rejecting anything right now because it's not a diagram problem, but tomorrow it will be. So you need to plug it back in for x and see if you get negative side lengths out. If you do, see ya. Go on. One more. All right, just let me give you a visual right now. Here's parallelogram ABCD. X squared minus 6x, 16, 3x plus 2. Do you see where this equation came from now? Do you see why you would set this up tomorrow if this was the case? Why? What do you know about opposite sides? They're equal. So that's why I set this up. The 3x plus 2 is just there to mess with your mind. Okay, it has nothing to do with it. All right, so you set this up because you knew opposite sides were equal. What are you doing now? Next. Second time through. Set it to 0. Subtract 16 on both sides. X squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. X. All right, two numbers that, I want to go over this again. Two numbers that do what in this case? What about the -6? It's got to add or multiply. Add to -6, but at the same time, multiply to -16. What do you think here? Multiply to 16, add to -6. What are my numbers here? Jonathan? 2 and 8. Good. Those are my numbers. Now I just got to figure out the correct signs in front. Add to -6, multiply to -16. The 2's got to be plus, and the 8's got to be negative. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 8 equals 0. So you get x equals -2, x equals +8. Tomorrow again, plug them in. Might get a negative answer out. If you do, reject that thing right away and accept the other. But again, I didn't really have a diagram here. I just made that one up. So. Hey, take a look. We just did those two examples, and I know most of you honors level students want a little something extra to do on your own. Like always, I have you covered. Solve by factoring, extra practice. All the circled ones tonight. All the circled ones there. Okay, and then the answers are right here. Okay, all good. And if you want to get extra practice at solving by factoring. Questions on those two? Just want to make sure you're prepared for everything. It's your call to study it, so I'll only lead you to it. Grab your Chromebooks. Let's get them out. I want the answer key open in front of you. Last thing, as you're getting that answer key open, go to page 22 for me. Go to page 22. Everyone see bottom of page 22? There's also some textbook questions to try. I would suggest trying them. I know some people usually just say they're from the textbook. I got to do some extra effort to do it. You might want to take a look at those tonight. Those are pretty good too. All right, those are pretty good. So you got the rest of your packet, textbook. Right now, make a group decision, please. Make a group decision. Are you going to keep working on the remainder of the packet or the textbook? It's your call. You guys work on the same problems together as you go through. Check your answers online. Let's go. It's on you now. I want your groups working on the same exact thing so you can talk to each other on it.
So let's start from the beginning.